Hi, I don't know where you're watching us from. My name is Kobby. Good morning, good afternoon, very good evening. And so today, this is really going to be an interesting conversation. I'm inside Kri8 Concept. I'm here to speak to the CEO who is madly in love with our entertainment industry as far as creative art is concerned in Ghana. His name is Mr. Kwamina Forson Stephen. I've not known him for much, but I've been following his development, his progress when it comes to entertainment. Because I'm also in the creative art space, I decided to come over to Kri8 Concept to have a one-on-one interaction with him to know what even drove him passion. I know, but what really clicked his mind to say that let me fuel my energy into the creative arts department. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Kobby, and thanks for coming.
God bless you so much. First of all, let me say that congrats, and for someone to just wholeheartedly or willing to say that let me just take my money from the bank and invest into the creative arts, it's phenomenal. God bless you for that.
Thank you so much.
Now, first of all, for those watching us for the first time, who is Mr. Stephen Kwamina Forson?
Just a simple guy who is trying to contribute his quota towards national development and youth, contribute in solving youth unemployment and other. And a passionate person, computer, an IT, if you can say expert. I don't normally like to use the word expert though. So I'm into computing. I love the creative arts, and I love people. I just want everybody to prosper.
Amazing. I like your last sentence. We love to see each and everyone prosper because the world, the space is big. It should be a shine.
Exactly.
To shine. Now let's maintain around the computer. I mean, which aspect of the computer programming is your expert?
I'm a software engineer. I trained at the University of Ghana computer engineering. I specialize in database systems, software development, programming itself. I use a couple of languages, computer. I don't want to go too much into technicalities, but I'm a software developer. I developed a couple of systems. I remember in 2010, I started to introduce electronic voting into almost all tertiary institutions, University of Ghana to UCC to almost all the polytechnics across the country, and it was successful. So that's one area I have really contributed towards. That's elections. Some of my works have been controversial, and some too have been very successful. So we were able to cross borders to other neighboring African countries to also contribute over there. During the last Liberia election, I remember the election that made George Weah president. I wrote the software that was used to collate the results together with my colleagues.
You were Ghanaian?
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, let's stick to, so was it something that you wanted to do at an early stage, like work on the computer?
Yeah, I remember I was fortunate very early in life. I think around class 4, class 5. My father's friend visited Ghana. He's a white man, came with a computer, and when he was leaving, he left the computer, so it was there, and I developed interest in it, and I started learning. When I started using computers, there was no mouse. I didn't have mouse. It was just a black screen, the DOS. That was Windows 92. I don't know where.
Windows 92. I mean, 1990. Not Windows 92.
That was a Windows 3.1 version. Very old system. It was just DOS, giving computer commands, and the computer will do what you want in return. So I became fascinated about giving computer an instruction, and the computer will do exactly. It's like learning another language. So I learned the language well, and it was cool for me. I started playing games on it, and started developing my own little applications just to help me to do my work, and it was cool. So after the senior high school, that's from Accra Academy, I went to University of Ghana to study computer engineering, and over there I realized, okay, not only what I've been doing from childhood is actually work. So I took it up, and then here we are. It's been great so far.
This is to tell you that everything that you're doing, channel much energy into it, stay positive, and you're definitely going to shine. Now let's talk about the creative arts. Do you play an instrument?
Yeah.
What instrument?
I started playing drums at a very early age at church. Drums. I started by playing conga, because by then we had only conga in our church. Revival time, Chapel International. The percussion, yeah. So I started playing that one, and then later we got drums. So somebody had to learn. So I learned that one as well. I started playing, and then later I started playing the piano. No one taught me to play the piano. It became necessary that someone had to play, because there was a piano, there was no one to play, and I was there. So I started, you know, learning small, do, fa, so, and then...
Do, fa, so. Amazing.
Combine a few notes together to just get a... I just got a principle that if you combine do, mi, so, it becomes do, chord, and all those ones, you know. I just learned that hard chord. Thank you.
Let's run this.
Yeah, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Bring it down.
Do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. So I'm musically inclined. I understand music. When someone sings and makes a mistake, I know immediately. Immediately. The ear is a little sharp for music. So even at Kri8, when the musicians come to rehearse, most often I'm there to help them when they are going off. Some of them don't really even know they are going off.
Now we'll come to Kri8. Now, at which point did you realize that came to your senses that I've achieved a lot with regards to my computer, sector. So let me go into creative art or push my money into creative. Is it that you realize that artists have money? There's a lot of money in the creative space, so let me just go and invest there. What will influence your decision to channel your money into this investment?
Okay, great. For me, everything is about passion. You see, whatever I do, I make sure I'm interested in it, and I have knowledge in what I am doing. So my passion for the industry is what brought me here, and I also know how important, secondly, I know how important the industry is, if properly taken care of, can be to the total development of our nation. You know, most nations have developed through the creative arts, music, drama, theater, and all that. So I feel if there's any place that is worthy of investment or worthy of attention, that any government or every government should really pay attention to, it should be the creative arts. We spend a lot of money buying equipment to keep Ghana clean, sanitation issues here and there, but we forget that it is attitudinal. And one sure way to change people's attitude is by subconsciously educating them and prompting them to do and not to do certain things. And which better way to do that is through movies. People are always watching movies. Through music, people are always listening to music. So this is my way of contributing towards the total national development agenda. And apart from the fact that I really love the industry, and I think it's a very good industry, if we're taken care of, can also provide jobs for the unemployed youths. And it's all about job creation through talent development.
Amazing. Now, last year, later part of last year, my team and I did a short documentary to investigate how Symphony Orchestra, Ghana Symphony Orchestra, how they are faring. And we were amazed to know that it's a national asset, National Symphony Orchestra.
It was set up by Kwame Nkrumah.
Exactly. And the problems they are facing,
it's serious.
The government seems not to, support everything that they do. You know, when you go to other countries, Symphony Orchestra are supposed to play the national anthem, they're supposed to lead programs, teach music, go to the villages. There are a lot of assignments that they're supposed to achieve, and the government is not supporting. Coming in as an investor, do you think that the government is ready to invest or even help to achieve what you have brought on the table?
I think it's all about pointing the government to that direction. You see, and everybody is talking sanitation, everybody is talking the jobs, everybody is talking that. Governments point their direction or their priorities to where they think the people really see or deem fit. I think if we all collectively point government to that direction, the creative arts is not just for entertainment. That's what most people think, that the creative arts is just for entertainment. It has job.
It goes beyond.
It goes beyond. It has a job provision and aspect in it. The entertainment aspect is there. It also has educational bit in there. It has a way of forming the very psyche and mentality. Health and everything is in there. You understand? So if government sees that need, that importance to that, and the kind of income it can also generate. This December, the amount of money that has come into the country through the creative arts, concerts, festivals here and there is just amazing.
True.
If imagine we have a lot of attention in this particular sector, and how much money it could bring without government necessarily setting up a factory. Because if the symphony, the National Symphony Orchestra is working well, symphony orchestra employs a lot of people. Okay, and people also enjoy the music. Once you do that and they are performing maybe once a month in every part of Ghana, people will pay money to go and watch them, and it's a national asset. Where does the money go? You get it? And when entertainment or creative art is also working properly in any country, the people are happy, because the job of creative art, apart from job creation and all that, is also to make people happy, entertain people. And once people are happy, people are entertained, it means people are not thinking of doing certain kind of things. Once people are not happy, they think about so many things. In the olden days, during the Roman Empire, I know you've seen movies about these gladiators, and then they will be fighting and killing each other and all that. You may think it's barbaric, but during the Roman Empire, the empire knew that they needed to, how badly they needed to entertain the people, the Romans, so that there will not be any uprising. They will not demonstrate. They will not be unhappy with government. So they were doing that to entertain the people, just so that their own people will not rise up and then demonstrate or do any bad thing against government. So government should see these things and know that the creative art is very important in so many different aspects, and then look at it very well.
Amazing. That's like some education right here. Now let's talk about Kri8. Why the name? There are a lot of names. But before that, did any name or take us through some of the names that cropped up? So you finally decided, let me use Kri8 concept, Kri8.
Okay, so when we decided to set up Kri8, what was the agenda? Someone asked me, what do you really want to achieve? I said, well, as an entrepreneur, when I'm setting up any company, my first and major objective is to create jobs. That's all, is to create jobs. I could have just invested in treasury bills or something. Every 3 months or so I go for my kakrawa and then I'm okay. But how would that also benefit someone else? So if we are creating jobs, then let us create. So the word create was there. Let's create jobs. Let us create good music. Let us create good content. Let us create this, create that. So we realized that in everything we were saying, all our objectives, Kri8 was in there. So we said, okay, then let's just create. The name is Kri8. Only we found a nice and more creative way to create.
To spell it.
So that's Kri8. And wow, it is Kri8.
So concept, where from the concept?
Yeah, so everything we are doing is a concept. You see, concept is like an agenda. Whatever we do, we have to have a concept. You can't just get up and say we are going to do something. You have to have a concept that we are following. So the concept is just like an agenda. We have to have a national agenda to everything we do. Even this interview, there should be an agenda. So it is that agenda setting that brought about the word concept. So at Kri8, whatever we do, we make sure there's an agenda and then there's an objective. So that's one is for
Kri8 whatever you do. What are some of the things you do?
Yeah, we are into music.
Music.
Yeah, so we have Kri8 music. We have Kri8 events and logistics. And then we have Kri8 lounge.
Kri8 lounge.
And then just recently Kri8 media.
Kri8 media.
Yeah.
Now at Kri8 music, what is your vision at Kri8 music? Let's
Kri8 music.
Good.
Kri8 music. The vision is to create good content, good music. Okay. Just recently, CNN put out an article out listing 10 top artists in Africa, and unfortunately we didn't even get one from Ghana. That was sad.
10 artists in Africa, and Ghana
not even one person from Ghana.
Not Stonebwoy, not Shatawale, not Sack.
Not even one.
Not JW Ambule.
Not even one from Ghana. You see,
Amazing.
I'm not here to look down on anybody's work, but out there, you see, I've said this and I'll say it again. Ghana music is based on popularity and fame. Okay, if a certain kind of artist releases a song right now because he's popular and famous, people just jump onto it, and then we push it and make it, nice. I mean, we hype it. It's all about hype. And some people, even prior to releasing a song, they'll do something. That's why you see so many girls thinking they can just naked themselves just to push their music career, because they realize that once they are trending on social media, then they become stars. You can be a star by trending in Ghana here, but when you get out there and they are measuring good music, they will not measure you according to how popular you are. They will measure you according to the music you have. You see, if during the battle between Burna Boy and Angelique Kidjo during the Grammys, just ended Grammys, if it was about popularity, I'm sure Burna Boy would have won.
Exactly.
But
because Angelique Kidjo is not even loud on social media.
No, but you see, at the Grammys and at the Academy,
look at quality.
Quality. They will take I'm happy. You're a music person.
Exactly.
They will score your music.
Exactly.
Okay, they will actually score. They will score the music.
Yes.
So it's the music that we are looking at. If you look at the songs, most of the songs coming out of here, I will not mention anybody's song, but some of the songs are really difficult to score. Some of the artists can't even sing their own songs.
I interviewed one artist and I asked him, say, what's your favorite key? Or name key or tone?
They don't understand the whole concept of key.
It will shock you.
I'm not. You see, I run a studio. People come there for rehearsals all the time. So artists come there for rehearsals, and my band people are always like, so you can't even sing your own song.
Your own song, key.
Your own song, you can't sing in a key. You start and you are singing like...
And they can't even perform it live, like...
No, they can't. So, how many of our artists... I know some can.
Yes,
a couple of them can really. How many of our artists can really go to BET and go and sing there? Go and perform there at BET. Live, because BET, they will not let you mind. You have to sing live. The quality in the song. So, Kri8 Music, our main purpose is to create good music. And musicians who can even at least sing their own song. Sing their own song. You know, wherever they go, they can say, I'm a musician. And when you are asked the question about music, you can talk about it. That's one thing about Kri8 Music.
And Kri8 events.
Kri8 events and logistics. Yeah, we have equipment, musical equipment, stage, lights, sound, live band for rentals. So we want to also help those who are into events, power their events with these equipment that we have. A stage, we have a glass stage, a wooden stage, whichever way. Sometimes we mix it, put light under it to make it beautiful. The trusses, the screens, we have the proper sound, the line arrays and all that. Subs, a lot of it. We can play like 2 stadia shows at the same time. So yeah, we have enough equipment to power any events that you can think of. During the Christmas season, we got a booking to go to Liberia to go and power an event in Liberia all the way. Unfortunately, we were booked so much in Ghana that we couldn't go. They were devastated that we couldn't go because they really...
Christmas, cash out season.
Thanks be to God, it was fine.
Amen. So if you're watching us right now, you want to do any events, thinking of logistics, make sure that you contact Kri8 Concept. Now, how many artists do you have under Kri8 Concept? Kri8 Music.
Kri8 Music, currently we've signed 3 main artists.
Okay.
That's Poster Boy, Sugar Lord, and Eva Maria.
Okay.
These are the 3 artists under Kri8
For how many
Music.
years?
5 years.
5 years.
5
and
years
what is going into it? Because we know a lot of labels come up and the year ends and nothing in shape for the artist.
Yes, I understand. I think it's going great. We are at the preparatory stages. We are almost through with 1 stage and we are going to the next stage. Poster Boy has 2 songs out. Sugar Lord has a song out. That's mid-year. Eva Maria also has a song out, but each of these artists has at least about 20 songs already recorded that we can release every week, and then just be coming out like that. It's a culture in Kri8 to make sure that the musicians are well equipped. They are well equipped with enough content before we bring them out there. So that's what we are doing. It's going great. you know, they are new artists. We need to work on their popularity. We need to work on their branding and all that. These are basic things that need to be done for any artist who wants to go far. We are not doing something just to trend and then we trend once and then all that.
So having signed all these artists, do you have in-house producers, sound engineers, experts like brand experts, PR? Do you have in-house team to making sure that they push this agenda
of course, yeah, we work with a couple of producers. We work with Kyei, who is an in-house producer, and we also work a lot with Beat God. That Beat God, he does a lot. Apart from these two, we also have other producers out there that anytime we want to produce songs, we go to them. Roger, Louis, they are all great producers who produce songs anytime we need them. So that is great. And in terms of branding, right now there's this great brandsman, the whole Ghana, Chame Kwame, who is really holding us down. He organizes seminars and even one-on-one with my artists to teach them about how to brand themselves, how to.
I think I was there the last time. How often are you going to do this? Because I was so much in love with.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be more often. I was with Ocham Kwame over the weekend, and we are trying to even do another in Kumasi and all that.
Exactly. I think I was coming there because anytime we have all these beautiful ideas coming up, it seems that only those in Accra seem to enjoy it. So what steps are you going to put in place with Ocham Kwame to making sure that it gets to Kumasi, it gets to Cape Coast, so that it will become a national agenda, not Accra agenda?
Of course, yeah. You know, Ocham Kwame represents the Asante region a lot, specifically Kumasi, and he also wants to give back to his people. You know, so he has approached me. We are working fervently on it to take it to that side of town. Probably even take it to Tamale and other parts, Takoradi and all that, to make sure that it's a national something that we can everybody can benefit from. You were there. Yes. The benefits that particular seminar had, I wish even our A-list artists, some of them were even there to listen, because
they like top
exactly. Was music is a business, show business is a business, just like any other business, and you need to understand and learn the trade. Thank you. You have to learn the trade. Someone like Ocham Kwame has my respect, a lot of it, because he has stayed relevant ever since he started doing the music and started doing what he's doing, and his relevance is still relevant. You understand? He's still in the game. He's still going. He's still strong. He always finds something new to bring. He is always doing something.
Always part of the conversation.
Thank you very much. Somebody comes, hits 1 or 2 or 3 songs after 2, 3, 4 years, but you will not see the person again. Not that so original and nice. So exactly, he is doing a lot of corporate signings here and there, and that's what we are trying to imbibe into our artists, up and coming artists, so that they can also be relevant for long.
Before we say goodbye to the CEO of Kri8 and even say something small about Kri8 before we say goodbye, let me have your general thoughts about the Ghanaian media, how they are supporting the creative art industry. We spoke about government, so let's talk about the media.
Well, the media has a very big role to play. The media is actually very important. Sometimes I think the media doesn't even know how important they are. In terms of our creative arts, let us support it when you're up and coming musicians have talent. I'm not saying because of that support anyone.